video you're about to watch is what we call a focus group or a forum. This particular forum consists of individuals who are in the information technology sector of the Emeritus Home Office. They're under the age of 40 with at least 5 years experience at the Emeritus Home Office. All right, well, thank you very much for attending the focus group that we have here set up today. Just want to walk you through a little bit of the process. This is going to be informal as we're going through this, so feel free to eat, drink, grab some water, iced tea and water in the pitchers here. Really, the focus of this group is to get your feedback on some of the things that I'm doing and working with. We'll kind of go through, do a brief introduction, so that way I'm sure you guys are familiar with each other. I know a few of you, but really utilize this time together to get to know you guys as you are the demographic and type of market that myself as an agent is interested in working with. You know, you guys are young, home office, IT employees that have been there for about 5 years that are under the age of 40. And that's a demographic in which I have a lot of natural market individuals in, and in which I'm strongly pursuing. So I want to honestly just get your feedback, your thoughts on some of the practices that I'm implementing, some of the thoughts that you think that would work well in the market. Because ultimately I'd want to work with people that look exactly like you. So in saying that, again, through kind of the introduction and reaching out and the invitation of this process, we're not trying to sell you anything. I'm not going to follow you around. I'm not going to call you a couple different times after this and say, hey, Ben, we were talking about that life insurance. Remember, when are we going to get together? This is purely used for your feedback. So that's why it's so important to be genuine, truthful, and honest. So please feel free to eat during this. It's going to be kind of just a generalized discussion. You don't have to raise your hand, pop in, comment on each other's feedback, because, you know, Bill, you might agree or disagree with something that Andrew says, and Kara might have a completely different opinion. That's all welcomed, because within that different demographic, there's obviously going to be different segregations in there. So want to make sure that with what I'm doing, we're as closely and narrowly tailored to fitting that demographic as we can. So again, this isn't used as a free meal on a life insurance application. This isn't a bait and switch. This is honestly kind of the treat to you guys in order your payment for your honest thoughts and feedback. So please share willingly. One of the kind of reasons you guys are here, how I was introduced, was kind of through Kara. Kara acted as the advocate in this process, and kind of what that means and why you got the invitation from Kara is kind of known Kara just kind of through working in the company and other interactions that we've had through agents and things of that nature. Kind of just small talk with Kara and learning more about what she did. Was interested in learning more about what all of you guys did. So kind of asked Kara to make a list of those that were kind of close to her, who worked with her, other individuals that she knew fit that demographic that I was really looking at learning more about and serving better. So asked Kara to send out some invitations to you guys and see if you'd be interested in attending the event. And that's kind of what brought us here today. So you guys can thank Kara for the lunch later on, but Kara was the facilitator in the process. So, all right, Jessica, I'm going to say this. If we're in a meeting and, you know, I've gotten the objection, basically, I know that you're hesitant to kind of sit down after I kind of make this statement, curious as to your response. So, I'm assuming you have insurance on your cell phone, right? Maybe girls aren't the best. How many times have you destroyed something? Maybe I should ask that first.
Never.
Okay. So, in going through this, I kind of preface it. Let me back up here. So I'll preface it, and then we can throw it up to Jessica, and then open it up to the group too. Is your income is one of the things that's most important, or at least a lifestyle driver in your life. We all kind of agree to that. Yeah. That if you were to list, you know, the top 5 things, family, relationships, those kind of excluded, your income or your livelihood, your funding is going to probably be in the top 3. Probably fair to say. So when I'm working with the client, I kind of say, you know, list these things in order from first to worst, and usually that's what I find is their income is in their at least top 3. So then I ask them, okay, so you have insurance on your car. You have insurance on your house. You have renter's insurance, something like that. You have insurance on your cell phone. It comes with your plan. But yet you don't have insurance on your income, which would be a disability insurance. If your income is one of the top 3 most important things to you, but yet you don't have it, what would your response be to something like that?
You have a really good point. What do you do? Because I don't have life insurance right now. So that's a good point.
People value your life, and people value your income because it's a driver or a means of your way of life. But if you have insurance that you don't even think about on these smaller things, and it's you have to because everyone does it and you just do it, then why is it the things that are in the top 3 most important to us that we don't insure? I'm going to hand out this sheet, and basically what it is, we've been talking a little bit about messages, in particular kind of that the statement that I made about the insurance pieces is a message that I use. Messages are used by agents to convey a thought, a process to a client, a prospect, someone in which they're working with. So on here, what we put is just kind of a message to ask for referrals, because that's one of the hardest things to do, and we kind of alluded to that earlier, is when you're out there with someone or you're having an interaction and it's, hey, I'd really like to work with people that you work with, your parents, the people that your kids play soccer with, would you be willing to introduce? And then you're kind of put in that awkward situation. So on one side I have kind of the messages. So I just go ahead and rank them kind of from first to worst. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's 9 on there. So go ahead and just rank them. What's appealing to you, what's not appealing to you, and if you have something that you think of as you're going through this, there is another, go ahead and write it in there, what you think. Pass those around. There should be pens in front of you. Thank you for your participation, and this is solely used kind of for my marketing, my background research. I appreciate your honest feedback in going through this, and this is something that's important to my business. If we've kind of talked about the different things that I do, the different things that I use, and how we grow and develop my business, this is truly something that I take and implement into my business. So essentially you won't hear from me, but I'll ask you guys kind of each individually afterwards here, if it's all right if I follow up with you with some of these things. You know, we've talked about, you know, Kara, a happy hour. If I send you, put together something and say, hey, Kara, I'm thinking about doing a happy hour at Granite City in this room and talking a little about transitioning into the married life. Is that something that would be a good idea? You know, would you be willing to go? Would your friends go? Is this appealing or not? Is that something that you as an individual would be open to? So I'll ask you each individually kind of afterwards just to get your approval, and essentially you'll get a follow-up thank you email from me, and then if I do have your approval, I might follow up with some specific things just to gauge your feedback, and then about 6 months, 9 months out, if I take anything that you guys have recommended here today and implement it, I might just share it with you, saying, hey, I wrote this article in a trade journal. Check it out if you got a second and let me know what you think. So kind of an appreciation for your time too. We have some thank yous, so if you would just pass those around. Again, truly appreciate your guys' honest feedback and your time here today. I know this has been a great experience for me, and I hope it has been for you as well. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
The feedback and dialogue that was shared in this focus group can truly have a valuable impact on your practice and your business. So I want to thank you, my agency, Emeritus Financial Center, and Emeritus for affording me this opportunity.